Hey there friends, how are you today? This is Barb Ryder, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am coming to you with a video regarding the Simply Leaves bundle. Fall is my favorite time. Yes, it's still summer. We still are very hot and heavy in summer, but this is an online exclusive bundle. And I just thought I would come on and share a project with you, along with giving you a sneak peek of my August blessing box, my monthly club. So if you are here, let me know. Let me just check my comments over here. Okay, got that. Let me make sure that it's coming through, because this is not a normal time. Some of you know my life has changed a little bit here, and so I am home and it's earlier in the day instead of Sunday at 7. So I thought I would come on and share a project with you. Let me know if you are watching the replay. This will be uploaded to my YouTube channel because they drop off the every 30 days my previous videos on Facebook. They delete them. So I have a YouTube channel, just Barb Ryder. Go over there, check out a lot of videos. For a few years I've had them out there, and see what you might like. I'm gonna make sure that this notice came through. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, fabulous. All right, so jump in and let me know when you're here if you are. If not, thanks for coming back and watching the replay. Hopefully you'll get this notice. So let's go ahead and just get myself situated here and welcome. Hi Rita, hello. Oh, this is actually live, Rita. It says that hello replay, but this is live. You caught me live this time. So welcome. All right, let's go ahead and turn down the camera and I'll share with you what we have going on. So this is using the Simply Leaves bundle, which comes with a punch. I think in a previous video I mentioned that I thought it was $36. I think it's more than that. I think it's a $43 bundle actually, after I looked at it. So I just wanted to clarify that if you watch my other videos. The things I'm using today, I'm going to be using one of our tone. Now I have the mine has the numbers SU100. I don't know what tone it is, but it's in the tones. It's not an actual Stampin' Up! Ink pad color. We're going to be using that. I'm using Pecan Pie and Cajun Craze, and I'm using a couple things that are retired. However, they're just recently retired. And so you might still have them, and if you have them, then this is a great way to use them. This is the irregular weave trim. We're going to be using that. This is what it looks like. Rita says you're from Whitby, Ontario. Okay, cool. Thanks for being here. And so that, and then the paper that I'm using, designer paper, it is Gathering Together 12 by 12 specialty paper. If you guys remember this one, it's so pretty. It's got gold tones in there, but it goes very well with the Cajun Craze. And so I thought, you know what, this is what we're using. Okay, so here's our parts and pieces. We have a piece of cardstock, and this is a little bit different size than I normally just use the basic 8.5 by 5.5. This is 7.5 by 5.5, okay? And I have it scored at 4 1/4. So I've already pre-scored that. So let's go ahead and get the bone folder here and just get this creased really well there. And then let's see. So what we're going to do is I've got two pieces. This is our basic white. It is, both of them are 3 by 5 1/4. So we're going to be using those. I have a strip that is 3/4 of an inch, just a scrap that I'm going to be stamping the sentiment on. And then I have a piece of that designer paper. This is what the back side looks like. Can you see the gold on that? Yeah. This is 1 inch by 5 1/4. Now, like I said, I'm using the Cajun Craze and the pecan pie. And I've already pre-stamped my big leaves on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and punch them. I've stamped this design with Cajun Craze. And so let's just bring that in here. Line this up. It lines up so nicely. So there is one. And then I have used Cantaloupe and Golden Glow on these. And so I'm using all three of the designs of the large leaf. So if you are jumping in, catching the replay, let me know that you are here, that you saw the video. Like I said, this is a completely different time than you guys usually catch me because I was working full-time, and with life situation with my husband, I'm not working full-time right now. So I decided to come on and share this card with you. So I've cut out these large leaves. Let's do some stamping. So let me grab my mat here. We're going to slide these things up out of the way. We're going to be stamping, actually we're going to stamp on both of those and that piece. So I'm just going to move these things. All right. First thing we're going to do, we are going to take the little gingham leaf and we're going to stamp that kind of in a just kind of down the edge here. Whoops, that's all right, it's okay. I didn't get it quite as dark as I wanted at the top there. So let's see here, let's stamp that like that and bring this here. Just kind of stamping down the 3-inch page here. Okay, just like that. Then let's go ahead, I'm going to stamp one of these little gingham leaves and down here at the bottom. And let's clean this off. So Rita, how did you, have you seen my videos before? I'd be curious to know. I appreciate you being here. We are done with the Cajun Craze. Great, great fall color. Pecan pie. We are going to use this little, these are like leaf veins, and we're going to use that. So let's ink that up. And I'm just going to kind of come down there and right there. So I just have that at kind of the corner of the inside. This is the inside portion. This is the outside. And I am going to stamp this to create a little more interest on this front page here on the front. I think I got this guy down too far, but oh well. There. And I'm going to just open your phone and I showed up. Oh, well, good. That sounds like it was an appointed appointment. But thanks for being here. Do you have this set? I'd be curious to know how many people actually have this set. I have seen some samples with it, and I knew right away when this came out, I knew right away when this came out that I would want this stamp set. Okay, so there's that part stamping. All right, next, let's go ahead and take our 3/4 of an inch and let's stamp our sentiment, and I'm going to stamp that in pecan pie. And let's ink that up. It says, thinking of you often, and that's just going to get centered like right here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do a banner tip. If I can find my scissors here. I am going to banner tip this end, so I'm just going to come in at an angle from one side and then the other side, and then if it's not all the way to the point, I just do it back and forth till I cut it off, just like that. Okay, so there, we've got that also. That's all the stamping. So let me clean this off. Rita, I am in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Ypsilanti is one of the really bizarre names. I'm close to Ann Arbor, kind of a Detroit metro area, out of Detroit area, but close to Ann Arbor, if people know where the U of M stadium, the kind of thing is, if you know where that's at. Okay, here's our parts and pieces. So the next thing we're going to do, we have this blend, our alcohol blend. And so I'm going to use the brush tip end, and I'm going to put some speckles onto my card front here, and I'm just going to hold my blend, and I'm going to take my bone folder and just tap on it, and it will give me these fabulous splats. Okay, let me see, and that's it. That's how easy it is to get some extra dimension on your project. All right, I don't know, I'm going to bring this up. I don't know, hopefully you can see the splats. Can you see the splats on there? Kind of all over. They're not big blotches, they're little. Well, hi Rhonda, you are from Wisconsin. Awesome. Thanks for being here. All right, so I have all the things stamped. So let's go ahead and put stuff together. So remember, 7.5, 5.5 is scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and you'll see that we have a little bit extra space on that side. So what we're going to do is our strip of 1-inch designer paper. I'm going to go ahead and lay that down on the right side here. And it's 5 1/4 inches, so I'm going to make sure I have enough of the what do you want to say, the border, so that it's kind of equal all the way around. Okay, there we go. There's that. And then this is our inside piece, so let's go ahead and put that down. Hi Nancy. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, normally I'm not here, but nowadays I can do, and so I did. All right, so there's the inside of our card. Let's go ahead and do the inside. Now this is going to be our front, so I'm going to simply put that down right here, and make sure that you're lining up your it's 5 1/4 to match where your designer paper is at. So make sure that you are lining that up so that they go across equally there. Okay, so that's what we have. So now we're ready to go ahead and put our leaves on the front. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a piece of cellophane tape. I use it all the time with my crafting. If you don't have some, you really should have some. How's that? All right, so here we have our crisp cantaloupe. So that is going to kind of go here. Whoops. I'm just going to get it how I want it to be, and then I'm going to glue it together, or tape it together, put it that way. And then this one is going to come kind of across there. So you really don't see this little guy that you stamped, but you might. It just depends on how you put all your things together. Okay, so I think I kind of like that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just hold my finger here and just pick this up, slide it underneath so I can hold the whole piece together, and that's where this tape comes in. I'm just going to tape it down so that they all stick and they're still in the position where I want them to be. Okay, so now I need some dimensionals. We're going to pop this up with dimensionals, and let's see, we want one here and here and here, and let's get let me see, got a little one here. I'm going to stick that right there. All right, let's put this down on the front, and see how that looks, kind of right like that. There we go. All right, so there we are. There's what our card looks like at this point. And where's my sentiment? Right here's my sentiment. Okay, now, like I said, using my tape, I'm going to grab another piece of tape. Just a little piece. I might have to use my scissors on that. And then I'm going to take this woven, this irregular weave trim. Again, this is a retired product, but we have it in our stash, and I know a lot of us have been around a while, so we have lots of stash, right guys? So let's use it. All right, so I'm going to make a couple loops. That's what I'm just making, a couple loops, and then I'm just going to cut that. And I already have a piece cut out here. Here we go. There's another piece, and so it's kind of like a faux bow. I don't know. There you can kind of see that. So making it look kind of like a bow, and I'm going to tape that onto my thinking of you. So let's do that. And then I'm just kind of using my fingers to keep it in place, and then take my tape again, like I said, take that and, oops, I might not have enough. Well, there we go, I do. All right, to cover it and hold it in there. Now, I don't know, can you guys see that tape is a little bit over the edge here? So I'm just gonna pull it back and trim it so that it doesn't show on the top of my card. There we go. All right, so that's what we have. And let's take some more dimensionals. Now I am going to be strategic on this end because these are already popped up. And so I want to make sure that I'm not double on top of that. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to place my dimensional at, so that this is actually the bottom right down here. And that way it's going to come off. You know, it's not going to be on top of that leaf that already has a dimensional under it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So, all right, so let's take this. I'm going to come all the way over to the edge here and kind of go like that. Just like that. Perfect. Nice. All right, so the last thing that I have to do is actually you put some embellishments on here, and I have, this is the Cajun Craze and Gold Dots that are retired, so that's not a product you can actually purchase right at this time, but like I said, you may have them. These are nice because they have a little bit of gold fleck in them. And then these are the antique pearls, which these will be part of the Blessing Box kit that's coming up for August. I'm using the Simply Leaves bundle for that. So I wasn't sure exactly which ones I wanted to use. This is not one of the projects in the bundle. It just gives you an extra idea in my blessing box, I guess. Not necessarily bundle, I said. But this will not be a card that's in the blessing box, but it gives you an extra idea. So what do you think? Should I use the Cajun Craze, or do I have enough of that color? So there's Cajun Craze against, and then let me take these out. Maybe. Which one should I use? Cajun Craze or Antique Pearls? The Cajun Craze with a little bit of dots. So these are not as in your face, I guess, the Antique Pearls, and they really go well with any color. So there's the Antique Pearl on there, and then these are like stuck on here. Usually I try to, I'm going to try to take this off because I like to be able to, there we go. I like to be able to take my embellishments and lay them onto my projects to see how, you know, how does it look like actually on the product. And let me do the same thing over here. So instead of me just pulling it, my little dots will fly up. I'm going to take this, and what I do is I just slightly twist it, and that way I don't have my things just flying all over, because they will do that if you try to pull it straight up. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do that. So what do you think? so cute. Thank you. Either bling would be great, but the pearls might be more subtle. I agree, Nancy. I agree with that. But I had these, and I thought, oh, they might work. But yep. So there's those and those. I think I agree. I think it's nicer a little bit. These are more in your face. You're exactly right. So with the subtleness of these two colors, probably let's go with the antique pearls. And grab my pick tool somewhere here. Here we go. And it's nice too because you have 3 different sizes in the antique pearls, and I like to do things in the 3s. So let's grab. Here's one of the large ones. So let's see, what should we do? Let's put a large one over there, and then grab a medium. I don't know. I probably should have put the big one over here, huh? Let's just do this. Let's go that way, and then we've got a tiny one here. We can come down. Let's do that with that one. I don't know. I don't like that look. It looks too like in a circle. So I think what I'm gonna do. Do you guys ever do that? Like, I don't know if I like that there. So I'm gonna take my pointed little guy here. I'm gonna put him back on there. And I'm gonna take this bigger one. I think the bigger one might need to go over here in the bigger space, don't you think? So, let's do that. And then I'm gonna totally move these around because I can, right? Okay, so there's the bigger one, and I think we're gonna go here, and then I'm gonna take this tiny one and come right there. I like that a little better at an angle, just like that. Now, because I got some space down here, I think I'm going to bring one of the little ones here and just kind of bring that flow all the way down. And there we have a simple card using the Simply Leaves bundle. How do you like that? And it's a little bit of a fun fold. It's not a super duper fun fold, but it's always nice to have something that has a little more interest in it compared to just basic 8.5 by 5.5, right? What do you guys think? Thanks, Rhonda. It's an easy card, like I said. It's not something that's super hard. So, but I just think it gives a lot of interest in using up some of the stash that we have, because oh my gosh, you guys, there's so much great paper in the new September to December catalog that it's just amazing. And in addition, we just found out that there's a beautiful fall paper that's going to be available for the product of the month for August, and there's going to be a designer paper sale August 4th through the 31st. So I just wanted to let you know those things, but always try to use your stash, because we feel like we have to hoard our paper, right? So there is our card for today. And then the inside, that's it. All right, easy little video here. Let me get turned up to see you again. Let me do this. So if you guys want a screenshot, and let's do that. And this. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. Let me see if I can get this in here, and that way I can move that. There we go. It's always tricky with the lights. Let's do this. So you guys, there we go. There, we can get a, darn it, come over here a little bit. Dun da da. That light is just killing me. How's that? That's a little better. There we go. All right. What do you think? I like it a lot. Yeah. So let me share. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. It was a surprise to see me. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am never on at this time, but you know what? Life is a lot of changes lately, and so I'm going with the flow, right? Let me share the cards that my cards so far I've created for the blessing box that is for August. I'm going to go ahead and turn, let me see. I'm going to turn the camera up, and let's see here. Let me bring these up so you can see them. This is one. It'll have a different embossed folder. There we go. I got to get in the right spot. There's one. This is I have the sunflower embossed folder on this one, but I might use the leaf embossing folder. I don't know. And here is another one. It's using that shimmer paper. Can you see it? I don't think it's, there it is. You can see the sparkle. This one was fun. Using some blending brushes and different techniques here. And this one is, I believe, this one's using the gingham paper. There we go. And then this one is using two colors that I looked at my color coach or color wheel. Anyway, this is, what's it called? Darling Duckling and Melon Mambo. What would you have thought about putting those together? Anyway, it looks really good. It looks very good together. So that's what I have so far. So hopefully those were some great ideas for you. I would love to see if you do any of them. You're welcome to upload those onto Stamp with Barb Writer, and we'd love to see your creations. So thank you for being with me, and I hope that you'll join me next time. I'm hoping to get a new schedule soon, and when I'm going to be live, as this is probably going to be a lot more of my full-time job, for the time being anyway. So there you go. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye. Gotta get my clicker here so I can really say goodbye.